working the loop 3 below stitch, you will first need to figure out which stitch you're supposed to be looping into. It should designate which column of stitches that will be. Here I have 3 knit columns. It tells me to do it into the center knit column in the 3rd stitch below. That's why it's called a loop 3 below. This first stitch on the needle doesn't count, so I'm going to count below it 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. This is the stitch I will be putting my right hand needle through. Once I've put my right hand needle through that stitch, I'm going to wrap and angle my needle down to draw that loop up. That loop needs to be drawn up to the height of the rest of your stitches. My pattern then states to knit 3 stitches. Then it tells me to loop 3 below in the same stitch as the prior loop 3 below. So again, that will be in this center column in the same stitch as the one before. So I'm going to insert my right hand needle into that stitch, wrap, and I'm going to angle my right hand needle down so it makes it easier to pull that loop through. Draw that loop up to the height of the rest of my stitches. The pattern then tells me to purl one, so I'm going to purl. And then it tells me to loop 3 below again into the center knit column. So this is my center knit column. Again, I'm going to count 3 below, insert my right hand needle into that 3rd stitch below, wrap my yarn, angle my needle down so that it's easier to pull that loop through, and pull that loop up to the height of the rest of the stitches. I'm then going to knit my next 3 stitches as my pattern suggests. Your pattern might tell you something different. 1, 2, 3. My pattern then tells me to loop 3 below again into the same stitch as the prior loop 3 below. So I'm going to insert my right needle into that same stitch. I'm going to wrap. I'm going to angle my needle downward. Oops, I didn't get it. And sometimes you won't get it. It is kind of hard sometimes. Angle your needle downward so that you can capture it and pull it through easier. Draw it up to the height of the rest of your stitches. I'll come back in a moment and show you what it looks like to try to work a loop 3 below above ones that you've already worked. Working the loop 3 below above loop 3 belows that have already been established can be a lot tougher. The loop 3 below that you've already worked will kind of conceal your 3rd stitch that you need to work into for this next set. So my pattern says to loop 3 below in the center column again. So here's the center knit column for my knit stitches. It's going to happen above this previous loop 3 below. So again, this first stitch on my needle does not count. I'm going to count down 1, 2, and as you can see, I can't really see a 3rd stitch. If I spread this prior loop 3 below out with my thumbs, you can kind of see it a little easier. Try to get it to be a little more in focus. There it is. So there's 1 here, 2 here, and this 3rd one is hidden kind of right here. So again, I'll insert my right needle through that stitch, do my wrap, and this is where it's really important to angle your needle down to capture that loop. Again, bring it up to the height of your other stitches. My pattern states to knit 3. Next, so I'm going to knit 3. And then it tells me to loop 3 below in the same stitch as my prior one. So again, the center column, 1, 2, 3rd stitch below, I can now see it easier because of the one I've done before, spreading that stitch out. So again, I'm gonna insert my right needle through that stitch, wrap, angle my needle downwards to catch that loop easier, and draw it up to the height of the rest of my stitches. My pattern tells me to purl one. Sorry, it's a little hard to do this through the video camera. It then says to loop 3 below, again, in the center knit column. So 1, 2, 3, here's my 3 knit columns. Here's 1, 2, again, that third one is kind of concealed. If I spread out this prior loop 3 below, I can then see it very clearly. So here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. Draw out my loop to the height of the previous row. Knit 3 according to my pattern. And again, it tells me to loop 3 below in the same stitch as the prior loop 3 below. So I'm going to insert my needle, which I can see it in that stitch easier now that I already have one into it. Wrap, angle my needle down to grab that loop, draw it up to the height of the rest of my stitches, and my pattern says to purl 1. So now you can see the 2 sets of loop 3 belows stacked on top of each other.